Hello and welcome back to Chirping Away. I'm your host. My name is Taylor and I do not like the sharks. Lev. Okay. Welcome back to the pod. I'm so happy that you're here. Um I don't really know what we're going to talk about in this episode. It's going to be a lot of random stuff that has been happening in the league for the past 2 weeks because we didn't meet up last week because there was no new episode last week. So we're going to catch up on some news that I have looked at, that I've gotten notifications about, that I think would be good topics to talk about this week. Yeah. Welcome to the pod. Let's start out with everyone's favorite segment, Player of the Episode. Today's Player of the Episode is Jack Quinn. Why is it Jack Quinn? Well, I went to a hockey game on Saturday and saw Jack Quinn. We saw him, well, me and my mom saw him play. We went to see the Sabres play the Sharks. Sabres beat the Sharks 5-2. And Jack Quinn got injured in the third period by Tomas Hertl, I think. I'm pretty sure I read that somewhere. It all happened so quickly, so honestly I don't know what happened, but I did see him get, helped off the ice. And can I just say, maybe this is an unpopular opinion, but if someone needs to be helped off the ice, carried off the ice by two guys because he can't walk, I think there should be a call. I think a call should be made. Maybe that's unpopular. Maybe it doesn't have to be a major. It could just be a penalty, maybe a couple minutes. I feel like that's kind of important and a call should be made. Anything. It doesn't matter. Yeah, that's what happened. That's what I think about that. Today's episode, obviously we're going to talk about the game that I went to. I'm also going to a game tomorrow, so we'll talk about that probably in next week's episode. Also, what's happening in next week's episode? Taylor's All-Star recap. I know you're all excited for that, especially considering all the opinions I had in the last episode about All-Stars. With not stars and stuff. That's what I think. So we'll talk about that more in next week's episode because I can't really talk about it here. Yeah. Welcome to the second episode. Love! Okay, the first segment we'll talk about what everyone has been waiting for. Taylor's in-person hockey recap. What is that? The recap of me going to a live hockey game. That's it. That's what I'm going to talk about right now. So I went to see, in case you didn't know, in case I haven't talked about it enough, I went to see the Sabres play the Sharks in San Jose. Love. It was great. I have a lot of opinions about the Sharks that I will talk about in a second, but I got my puck from Jack Quinn, as we know. If you want to see the sign, I'll post it on the Chirping Away Podcast Instagram. If you want to follow us on Instagram, as if there's more people in this podcast than me. If you want to follow the Chirping Away Pod on Instagram, our Instagram is Chirping Away Pod. Yeah, that's it. Same with TikTok. I think it's the same with YouTube. I don't know, but there's a linktree that you can find on Instagram if you want to go look at all the other social media accounts that I've created. You can see the sign there, yes. It was fun. I made a friend. Literally the most insane thing ever. I made a friend. How? I don't know. She was standing next to me, and she had a sign for Owen Power. We love Owen, by the way. And she was wearing a Formula 1 jacket. Hello? Formula 1 is a new love for me. It's something I'm getting into. Maybe we'll talk about it a bit on the podcast when the season starts up again. In case you're curious, I am a Ferrari girl. I love Carlos. But I also love Daniel. So, we're Ferrari fans, but we're also Daniel Ricciardo fans, but we're also kind of McLaren fans because I have a special place in my heart for Oscar and Lando. So we love. Also Logan, hello, because we love America. What the fuck is a kilometer, Love. So yeah, that's the F1 teams that I root for. I forgot what I was saying. Formula 1, yes, she had a jacket and she recorded the video for me of me getting the puck. It was very sweet, and we're now besties, so shout out to her. Love. Yeah. Went to the Sharks game. Sharks lost. My opinions on the Sharks. After going to, this is maybe the 14th game that I've been to, because I go to see the Sharks, because I go for the opposing teams, because it's the closest team to me. After going to about 14 games, I can confidently say that the Sharks kind of pain me sometimes. Out of those 14 times, I think I've seen them win 3 times, which is not a good ratio. This is between the 2022 to 2023 season, 2023 to 2020, wait. This season, the last season, and one game in the previous season. Whatever that is. I can't do the math right now. Not what we're doing, not what we're focused on. Out of those games, in the past 3-ish seasons, I've seen them win 3 times in person. That's not a good ratio. Like, also, some of the teams, like, kind of suck a little bit, so, like, that's kind of surprising. But, I mean, you're playing the Sharks. My final thoughts on the Sharks are, I think that they're just really timid. Like, they have good players, obviously, but they're just so timid. They have the puck, they're right in front of the net, they have a good shot, but they don't take the shot, they just pass it back and forth. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Also, they aren't good at keeping it in their own zone. Maybe it's just because the other team is better at that, but they just aren't good at keeping it in their zone. That's what I think. And speaking of, like, their good players, thinking about Timo Meier, who now plays for the New Jersey Devils. That was not English. The New Jersey Devils. In case you didn't know, in case you're late to the party, Timo Meier was traded to the New Jersey Devils for, like, I think it was Fabian Zetterlund and someone else. I don't remember. I think he was such a good player on the Sharks that it's kind of hard to get acclimated in a new team where you're not the best player on the team. Like, you're a good player, but you're not the best. That sounds really bad. I think that Timo Meier is a great player, but it takes some time to get settled into a new team when you're not their top player. You know, like for the Sharks, I think they had their top players, and Timo Meier was definitely there, but not really anymore. So that's what I think. And also, for some reason, Fabian Zetterlund is slain. Maybe it's just because, again, you come from a team where you're good, but you're not the best, so then they send you to another team where they're not the best, so you look like the best? I don't know. Also, Mackenzie Blackwood. What's going on? When did he get so good? Why is he not good for the Devils? Why is he not? Maybe he was good and I just didn't pay attention to it, but what's going on? The first game that I saw he played. The first game that I went to in person that he was there was like the second game of the season for them. It was their second game, and it was against the Avs. He blocked like 50 shots, but then they still lost. That was the most insane game I've ever been to, by the way, in case you don't know. It was the Avs versus the Sharks, and it was like 1-0 for the entire game until like 2 minutes or whatever, like 1 minute left in the third period, and then someone shot a goal, and then we went into overtime, and then shootout, and then the Avs won. That was the most insane game I've ever been to in my life. Like, I was ready to walk out. And then they shot with, like, 1 minute left in the period. That was so insane. So your daily reminder that I love the Avs so much. Also, someone said that Cale Makar is a beast. I heard someone say that. They're not wrong. Cale Makar is a fucking beast. That's what I think. We love Cale Makar. Love. Yeah, that was my in-person game experience. Tomorrow I'm going to see the Kraken. I've never seen the Kraken play. I have some one-sided beef with the Kraken because expansion drafts hurt. It really hurt my soul. So, one-sided beef with the Seattle Kraken. But I'm going to see them tomorrow, and I have a sign for Brandon Tanev, and fingers crossed, everyone. You're seeing this the day after, but fingers crossed. Yeah. So, yeah, I've never seen them play, so I'm excited. I mean, I've seen them play, but I've seen them play on TV, and also still really upset with Jordan Eberle. He might have been an Islander, but he broke Cogs' neck. So, yeah, one-sided beef. Anyways, that's my in-person experience. The signs that I'm talking about I'll put them on Instagram for my dump if you're interested to see the signs, check them out on Instagram at ChirpingAwayPod. Something else big that happened in the world of hockey in the past 2 weeks was the Islanders firing their head coach. And as an Islanders fan, I can happily say that I think an angel gained their wings. I think he did his best, but his best was not good enough. And in the sports world, you have to be your best, and you have to, like, perform the best that you can. So, out with Lane Lambert, in with Patrick Roy. Love that. Speaking of the Islanders, I think the Islanders are a good example of good goalies, and what am I trying to say? trying to formulate this into words. I think that the Islanders are a good team. They have a good, like, they have good team members and good players, but that isn't, and they have great goalies, like Ilya Sorokin. Not just saying that because he's my favorite player, but he's a really good goalie. But you can't just have a good goalie. You need to have good players. And I think hopefully with a new coach, we can put those two together and they can work better together. But right now, it's not looking the best. Like, the Islanders aren't looking the best right now. And yeah, that's what I think. Good. You need good goalies and good team players. You can't just have a good goalie. But like, you also can't have you can't have a bad goalie but good players. Like, you need good both. You know, they have to balance each other out, or else it doesn't work right. I don't know if any of that just made sense, but I hope it did, because I feel like it didn't make sense. Some other small things that happened in the league these past 2 weeks. When Evgeny Malkin and Chris Letang let a goal into their own net. Like, that's kind of funny. And, like, their faces after, it was like, they were like, oh shit. Because, like, it's kind of funny, but that's not. Yeah, it was funny, but not the best. Yeah. Something else. Brendan Brisson made his NHL debut. And can I just say, I have a special place in my heart for that year of University of Michigan hockey. I don't know what year it was. It was like when they were before Owen and Kent and all of them got drafted. Like, was it 2020, 2021, I think, that season? I think it was that season. Like, that specific year has a special place in my heart because I was so attached to them and I love them all. Like, I love them so much. Like, Nick Blankenberg, I'm in love with that man so much. Like, they have such a special place in my heart. So to see him make his debut was so special. And I think he also got a goal or something. I think, like, second game. I don't think it was his first game, but he got a goal, like, second game. Also, I saw, speaking of my in-person hockey experience, I saw a rookie lap, and it was really sweet. Rookie laps are just so sweet. Like, yes, get your time to shine. That's so fun. I love that. Something else, Corey Perry signed in Edmonton. I don't want to talk too much about Corey Perry because he pains me. Does that mean that, oh my gosh, does that mean that the Oilers aren't going to win? Because remember, so Corey Perry was with the Tampa Bay Lightning. No, he was with the Dallas Stars when Tampa won the first time. And then he was with Montreal when Tampa won the second time. And then he was with Tampa again when the Avs won. Like, I think he's an omen for bad luck. Like, so does that mean that Edmonton isn't going to win? Like, they're going to make it to the last round and then lose? That kind of sucks because, I mean, I might not like Connor McDavid, but to be so close and to just lose is kind of sad. As long as it's not Tampa in the final again, I'll be fine with whoever. As long as it's not them. Don't like them. I truly have such a disdain for Florida. I'm sorry if that's your teams, but I just can't do it. No, we don't. I can't support Tampa. I'm sorry. Retirements. Wayne Simmons and Tyler Ennis both retired. Wayne said that he wanted to spend more time with family, which is great. Love that for him. He deserves it. And Tyler Ennis retired because of injuries. It's so sad. I hate it when players have to retire for injuries. Like, what's his name? Sam Morin. He played for the Flyers. I don't want to talk about that. Truly hurts my soul. And Nolan Patrick technically retiring, but technically not retiring. I'm kind of confused with Nolan Patrick right now. Like, is he retired? Is he not retired? I don't know. I don't think he is. Maybe he's just not playing pro. He may be playing, like, minor or something. But I'm really confused with Nolan Patrick right now. I don't know. But I love and support him no matter what. He was the original Tumblr boy in 2020. We love him. We do. And I wish him all the best. And hope that everything is okay. And that he's with his dogs. Love. So I don't want to talk too much about this because I feel like everything that's been said everything that needs to be said has been said. So I don't want to talk about this too much, but um, in case you didn't know, in 2018, oh my gosh, don't look at that. Sorry. In 2018, Team Canada, it came out more recently than 2018 that a girl was assaulted by members of 2018's Team Canada, and they're just now facing repercussions. But I think it's because things in I saw a TikTok explaining it pretty well. Team Canada. I think Canada handles things differently, and obviously it's not as fast because it's been like 6 years or whatever. So, yeah, 8 years. Oh my gosh, how long ago was 2018? 8 years ago. Oh my gosh, I don't want to stop. No, 6 years. I can't do math. Um, if you want to learn more about it, I don't think I'm the place to learn it from because I still don't know everything. So if you want to learn more, please do your own research at your own risk because it is it's a deep topic and it's dark. Not dark, that's the wrong word. It can be triggering for some people. So if you want to look it up, just look with caution. So, and I'm not going to talk about this too much, but I really hope that whatever happens, I hope she gets the justice that she deserves, and I hope the people who are involved, it hasn't been confirmed, but it has been revealed that 5 players from the league have taken a step back because the Ontario police asked them to turn themselves in. So, and if you're curious about who those players are, I think it was Carter Hart, Dylan Dube, Mikey McLeod, one of the Foot brothers, I don't know, I think it's Cal. He played the one on the Devils, and then someone else that I'm completely blanking and I can't think about who it is. That's 4 players. They've been asked to turn themselves in by the Ontario police to turn themselves in. So that's that. Yeah, I hope she gets justice because she really deserves it. Because she did go to the police the day after, but rules are different. Please look it up if you're curious, because I'm definitely not the place to get this information from. But I also think that the same day that this news came out, it came out that Utah wants to form an expansion team, and I think that news was released in order to take pressure and relieve the pressure off of like the league to make a statement about their 5 players potentially being involved in an assault case. And like I say that like potentially, I always believe the victim. Like I would rather you always believe the victim over anyone else. That's what I think. So, but that's what I think, that they released that statement in order to take pressure off themselves, because this is big. This is big news. So, switching topics because I don't want to talk about this for too much longer. Utah team expansion, I think that would be really stupid. Like, we're at 32 teams. 33, that's an uneven number. Like, we're gonna split up each division unequally? What? That doesn't make any sense. I don't think we need another team. I don't think we need another NHL team in Utah, of all places. No. That's what I think. Stupid. I think it's bad. I wrote in my notes, Utah team expansion, in parentheses, in all caps, bad idea, comma, uneven teams. That's what I wrote, word for word verbatim. I think it would be stupid. So, if the NHL is listening, Gary Bettman, if you're listening, do not form another team. I don't think you're listening to this, but I don't think you should form another team. I think it's stupid. That's what I think. I sincerely doubt he's listening to this, but if you are, don't do it. Please, if you listen to one thing from this episode, do not do it. That's what I think. Thank you. To round things out for this episode on something a bit lighter, All-Star Games are next week. And who's gonna be? I think she's gonna be a co-captain or something. Miss Tate McRae, our queen. I love her. She's amazing. Like, Miss Canada. We love her. I don't think she's Miss Canada, but we love her. If anything, Miss Canada, I think, would be Miss Most Decorated Olympian in Canadian history, Penny Oleksiak. I love her, too. She would be Miss Canada, I think. Is Canada part of, like, Miss Universe or something? Like, I feel like they would be. We're getting so sidetracked. I'm sorry. Tate McRae is a performer, I think, and also like a captain for one of the teams. Like her and Nathan McKinnon are gonna be together, like teams. Like they're gonna be captains together. That's a funny picture. That's funny to think about. So I will be tuning in to see that because that's funny. Oh my gosh, Tate McRae and Nathan McKinnon. Picture that, please, in your head. Just imagine that. That is the funniest thing I've ever thought of in my life. I love that. Another funny thing that came out was, I don't know if it was Twitter or something, but someone said that Tate McRae is going to All-Stars before Cole Sillinger. That's also really funny. Like, I don't want to talk about that too much either because that's none of my business, none of our business. Like, their relationship is none of our business, but Twitter's funny. Like, Twitter's funny. That's good. That's a good joke. So, yeah. Love that. That's really funny. She is, though. That's funny. Before I sign off and say my goodbyes, I just want to state for the record that as someone from the Bay Area, I'm a Niners fan. I'm sorry. I love Taylor Swift, but this is the only time I would be rooting against her. I'm a Niners fan first and foremost. I don't even get football, and we're Niners fans in this house. So, I'm sorry, Taylor Swift. I love you so much, but I am a Niners fan, and also the Chiefs won last year. It's not like it's not like they need another one. They're not missing anything. They won last year. It's like when Tampa won. I was tired of it. Not that I'm tired of Kansas City. I mean, I don't know. But I'm a Niners fan, so go 49ers. We love them. Go Brock Purdy. Anyways, thank you for listening to this episode. Well, thank you if you're listening. Thank you for that. If you're watching this video, I'm sorry you have to watch this because I feel like this is really awkward. So, thank you for doing that. That is commitment, I will say. Thank you to whatever. Thank you for listening or watching. I really appreciate you. And thank you for being here. Love you all. Tune in next week for another episode of Chirping Away. Mwah!